This month I've had lots of questions from people having sleeping problems, and particularly waking up in the early hours, not being able to get back to sleep. Now, on a chemical front, there are two reasons for having sleeping problems. One is a lack of melatonin, which is made from serotonin, which is made from 5-HTP tryptophan. So if you have a lack of melatonin and serotonin, it's very hard to stay asleep all night. Now, you can buy melatonin over the counter in some countries like the US and Holland, but if you do supplement 5-HTP, that increases melatonin naturally. So having 100 milligrams, possibly 200 milligrams of 5-HTP half an hour or an hour before bed, that can help. Now, the second reason for not being able to stay asleep is to do with adrenaline and adrenal hormones. It's really about being able to turn off the stressed or anxious mind. And there are two sides to this. The chemical side really is partly to do with caffeine, because that suppresses melatonin, keeps you wired up. So in order to get to sleep, you've got to change the brain state away from stress into what's called alpha waves. You have to have alpha waves to fall asleep. And there's a very good CD called Silence of Peace, which helps a lot. And if you play that just as you're falling asleep, you'll have a much deeper sleep. And also, if you wake up in the night and you put that on, that can help a lot too. For those who really struggle to switch off, check out something called Yoga Nidra, N-I-D-R-A. You can buy a CD again. There's a very good one by a guy called Swami Jagananda, and there's a 20-minute or a 40-minute kind of relaxation visualization exercise that you do. Lying down, you could do that before you go to sleep. That could be very helpful. But also, the subconscious often brings up things that you are stressed about. One thing I always do is have a notepad beside my bed, because if I think of something, remember something or something important or something that's troubling me, I just write it down and make a mental note. I will deal with this tomorrow. And then your subconscious mind can let go. Now, my book, The Stress Cure, talks an awful lot about sleep, but it also talks about how to deal with the issues that are causing you stress. So if you're waking up thinking about things that are bothering you, it would be well worth working through the book to get to a point where you don't have this unconscious continuous level of stress. The other thing that can help is eating a little bit later, and possibly having a snack before you go to bed. And what you want to eat is a low GL meal, ideally with some beans or lentils, because they really keep your blood sugar even. Because sometimes if you haven't eaten and your blood sugar is not so great, you can have a blood sugar dip at about 3 in the morning. And when blood sugar dips, it produces adrenal hormones, and they wake you up. So if you wake up, startled, you come out of some kind of dream, where you're in an alert state, this can be to do with blood sugar dips. So eat a bit later, have a low GL meal. And if you put all those things together, that can really help you have a good night's sleep and stay asleep. Do read my special report on how to have a good night's sleep.